Hello Gunners, welcome to another video, and we have had a David Ornstein bomber, as they call it. Gyokeres interest or heavy interest has been announced. We'll also be going to be going through rival fans getting salty over this, even though it's not even a done deal yet. We've got a Tottenham fan telling us that we haven't won enough trophies under Arteta, which is quite ironic if you ask me. And of course, we'll be delving into a bit of the Arsenal women, who got a nice 4-0 win against Crystal Palace. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe, hit the like as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. But let's get into it. David Ornstein tweeted out, Arsenal developing strong interest in Viktor Gyokeres as a possible striker signing. Andrea Berta, firm admirer of the 26-year-old Sporting forward, expected to figure prominently among Arsenal options and maybe more realistic than Isak. So I just want to give my views on this. Firstly, when David Ornstein tweets something, take it as more than it actually is. Ornstein wouldn't just put interest as a main post if it wasn't significant. So I take this as Gyokeres being the second option behind Isak. Isak, for me, I don't think is happening at all. So then it's going to be Gyokeres. Then you'll have Sesko after that. This really was an eye-opener into already Andrea Berta stamping his authority. Everybody wanted Andrea Berta to start, going against Arteta and putting his own views rather than just being a puppet master for Arteta. So I think this is an example of this. And I see a lot of Arsenal fans upset over this. I am not the greatest fan of Gyokeres, but I can see why we'd want a profile like him. He would only cost around 60 million to 70 million euros. So I think that's around 50 million pounds. And that's half of 100 million. Isak would be 3 times the amount that Gyokeres is, including wages. Gyokeres is on less wages at Sporting, I think 34k. From a business standpoint, Gyokeres would make sense. He's in his prime. Arteta can work with him. Okay, I get it. I get him being on our list for sure. And I mean, look at these numbers. If you're looking at these numbers in isolation, you have to rate the guy. 39 games, 40 goals and 10 assists. Albeit I think 19 of these were penalties, but still, the season before that, 35 goals, 13 assists, 21 goals and 12 assists in the Championship, 18 goals and 5 assists in the Championship before that. He can know where the goal is. He can strike a ball perfectly, and maybe that's all we need in the centre forward role. He's a bit clunky and a bit maybe clumsy, but he's a channel runner. He's really good ball striking. He knows where the goal is. I mean, who are we to doubt Arsenal or Berta profiling this guy? But it's just interesting to see Andrea Berta already making his mark as he was announced earlier today. Or if you're watching this video the day after he was announced, then the day after. But let's look at a United fans' reaction to the Gyokeres interest. You'd think, okay, it's just something light. Maybe rival fans will take a break and not have their comments on this. But well,
I mean, listen, Gyokeres, if you don't want to win any trophies, then you're just going to ruin it, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? You think he wants to play with Havertz and Gabriel Jesus? With Merino? It's embarrassing. Martinelli on the left. He's not even Brazilian. Like, 1 minute, I thought they don't like Gyokeres. I thought they moved on to Sesko. These little new toy merchants. Oh, Gyokeres, Sesko. All that, yeah, just to be second. Yep.
I mean, obviously I don't always want to be showing what rivals are doing, but I couldn't help but put this in because why? I mean, I know United are interested in Gyokeres, but if Arsenal and United are going for the same player, there's no chance other than wages would a player join Manchester United in the current state it is. I'm sorry, that's the reality. I literally don't see why he's making it out like an Arsenal move for Gyokeres, who's playing in Portugal, would be a bad career move for him. He's retiring from trophies. What? You want to finish in second place? What? I'm sure Gyokeres wants to make that step up. He wants to be in the biggest games, in the biggest league. Arsenal is the perfect platform. We need a 9 that knows where the net is. Gyokeres knows where the net is. And he's talking about Martinelli, Havertz and all these players. I guarantee you all the players he named are way better than Manchester United's players. Do they forget that they're in 13th? I think, am I blind? Am I not looking at the table properly, or United in 13th place? Because the way they act is they're top of the league. They're going for their 15th consecutive title. And, I mean, it just shows a team that can't help but get involved in other people's stuff. And I mean, I hope Gyokeres deal with it. If it comes to us for United, we'll pip them for him. It's just a reality, and where the clubs are at this stage, Arsenal is a significantly better move for Gyokeres. Anyway, let's just get on to a bit more of Andrea Berta and what he said after he signed the contract. He said, I am thrilled to be joining Arsenal in what is a hugely exciting period for the club. We want to build a successful future with a great team. And I just want to say a couple of things about this. Andrea Berta, for me, he has to come above Arteta in terms of a priority. Is Arteta going to be here for 10 more years? I think Andrea Berta outlasts Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. I'm the biggest Mikel Arteta fan, but I feel like 10 years' time, you will see Andrea Berta at the helm. So the way that the squad is built, it can't just be built for Mikel Arteta. It needs to be built for Arsenal. We're Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. So the signings we make have to have this sort of idea that can they fit into another manager's system? Are they just placeholders for Arteta? Can they be placeholders for maybe managers that follow Arteta? This has to be the way we think. It simply has to be. And I think it was quite striking, to be honest, that we had no actual interview of Andrea Berta. Apparently, his English isn't great, which was one of the things they were really debating in getting him in. But, it just shows he wants to get his things done. He doesn't want to be talking to the media too much. Edu, we had much interviews from him. Andrea Berta, I don't think that's going to be his style. Behind the scenes is what he'll be working on. And I just found it quite interesting, to be honest. And I just wanted to put this forward as well, because a lot of Arsenal fans are still annoyed that Berta is our sporting director for some reason. And I just wanted to say, João Felix was a big money signing Atletico Madrid did. We want to go for a big money signing in Alexander Isak. And I just wanted to say that it wasn't Berta who actually drove the Felix move. And that's a positive for me, because a lot of money was spent on Felix. He isn't worth that money now. Okay, maybe he was back then, but now he isn't. So to see that Berta influence wasn't as heavy in a deal like this fills me with a lot of joy and confidence that when we're going for these big money attacking signings or big money signings in general, Andrea Berta has some credibility to not being for one that failed in João Felix. But let's just get into how I think this is probably going to be our team next season off of the heavy links. I mean, when you look at that, Arsenal fans, how do you feel? How do you feel about Gyokeres? Put it down below. I mean, Williams, Gyokeres, Saka, Rice, Zubimendi, Erdegaard, Skelly, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, and Raya in goal. Joan Garcia will probably come in as a squad player. For me, is that enough to win a Premier League title? Yes, with Havertz there as well. We've got Martinelli. We've got Trossard as options in there. I don't know what's happening. Naipan might come in. I think this squad is underrated and quite strong. I think on paper, you may not think, we haven't got the guy, Isak. But there's life after Isak, goodness. Do I think Isak is attainable? Not at all. So the next best bet is a guy that knows where the net is. Gyokeres knows where it is. Setko's a bit young. We've been crying out for players who are a bit more experienced and not just project signings. And Gyokeres can certainly be that for us. But let's just get into a Tottenham fan trolling us. He says, how many trophies has Arsenal won since they've spent 700 million? And Grok, if you didn't know, is a Twitter AI. It gives you an answer. And he was expecting them to say 0. It goes on to say 2. And I just want to hit this narrative on the head. Yes, Arteta hasn't won any major trophies, but the way people talk about him is as if he hasn't won anything at all. And I think it was quite ironic that a Tottenham fan was the one asking, the Twitter AI if Arsenal won any trophies, as if his team's won any since, 2008. But the narrative Arteta hasn't won anything needs to die. Yes, Community Shield isn't a proper trophy, but it's silverware. The FA Cup, it is one of the most major competitions in 2020. For me, I give Arteta 2 more seasons, this and the next one, to win the Premier League for me. Let me know down below your thoughts on it, but I think for me that is what it's got to be with Mikel Arteta. But the fact he hasn't won any trophies isn't true. But let's get into a bit of the Arsenal women to end off this video. They won 4-0 against Crystal Palace. I think Beth Mead got her 50th goal. It was a really nice performance again by Kelly. It's just nice to see Arsenal chugging along, scoring goals, getting clean sheets. Renee, the new manager, has just been absolutely fantastic. The way she has the girls playing is really good and enjoyable, to be honest. And 5 wins in a row in the WSL. They're the most informed team in the division. You can't ask for more. And when you look at the WSL sort of league table, 6 points behind Chelsea. Chelsea have still got to play United and Tottenham away. Who knows? I've seen the women's team come so close to winning that title. But I think, if they keep knuckling down, anything is possible. A bit like Arsenal now, we're 12 points behind the top table as Liverpool. But look, if you don't have the faith, don't have the confidence, then what even is the point in going for these major honors? But I just want to end this video by thanking all of you guys for the support recently. I see all the comments, and when I started this channel, it was all about building a community first and foremost before, you know, having 100k viewers, 10k viewers. And it's nice to see the same people commenting on videos, showing their support and really engaging. I feel like that is a really positive thing. And obviously this is still the start, and I thought I would just bring this up now because I've hit 1 year on making content, you know, and it's just really enjoyable for me. So thank you so much for the support, everybody. I see all your comments, I see the love you're giving, and yeah, the channel's only going to get bigger and stronger over the years as I grow and develop, and hopefully you guys will be on the journey, whether you've joined me for this video and only just subscribing or been here for what, the whole year. It is always greatly appreciated. But anyway, guys, that's it for now, and until next time, peace.